West Conference games after struggling in close games to get off the mat. Started 0-4. And someone you like in that starting lineup, Kobe Sanders, Terrence.
I think that young man has real NBA potential. 6'9" lead guard, a wizard in pick-and-roll situations, but he's got to go up against a tough group. Ian Martinez, Mason Falslev, both of those guys, high-level scorers for Utah State. We're in for a good one today.
Terrence, how's this atmosphere?
Unbelievable.
First time here.
Well, two things have stood out since I've gotten to Logan. One, it's cold and beautiful.
I knew that.
Two, I mean, the support for this basketball team in Logan is second to none. Already an elite atmosphere.
They call the student section the herd, and I'm sure they're going to make sure their voices are heard.
One of the interesting things that Calhoun took with him from Youngstown State, where he was at previously, this zone, and they make it difficult for everything inside of 8 feet.
And it went off of Utah State, but shot clock violation and a picture-perfect defensive stand in the first possession of the game. That's got to make the head coach of Utah State, Calhoun, happy.
Oh, absolutely right. What they've been able to do this year is create a lot of turnovers, a lot of indecisiveness. That's where they specialize. And on offense, this young man, Carson Templin, has been terrific in year 2 of his college career. Exhibit A.
Might have gotten ahead of yourself there a little bit, Terrence.
I think I did.
But Templin is one of the better role players on this team. Terrence likes him. Calhoun likes him. He's getting a start. Came for Gadaretzi, who started 17 of his 17 games, and Templin is going to get his second start of the season. Here's a 3 by Anderson. Back rim, no good. Himes comes down the middle after they forgot to guard Nick Davidson down low, and Davidson with the vision got it to Himes for the dunk.
Nice job. You're pushing it ahead. Kobe Sanders sees the advance pass. Davidson draws 2, and Himes, the older player on this roster, on a roster full of older guys, knows how to finish.
The turnover there, and here comes Nevada with it. And they leave Davidson again. And a block, but a foul. And so, Terrence, that's 2 straight possessions where they simply allowed Nick Davidson to catch the ball with no one around him.
A little bit late on the help side. Tucker Anderson, young player, talented. But you notice Nevada getting stops on the defensive end. That's allowed them to play in some semi-transition, and things are a little bit more open whenever you're able to do that, because Utah State wants to get back in that zone.
Here's a look at the third head coach in the last 3 years, Jared Calhoun, just doing an excellent job in his first season as head coach. Of course, took over for Danny Sprinkle, who went to Washington and took great Osobor with him, but he's really done a great job with the guys that he's brought in and with some of the returners that he brought back. Templin blocked at the rim. So great start by Nevada defensively. Coleman for Sanders. They move it around. Foster wide open. Not quite.
And Daniel Foster, you're going to have to hit some of these shots because there are going to be plenty of them against this zone. Nice ball movement. And on the other end, Utah State, this is where they're at their best, playing fast, and Falslev able to draw the foul.
An attack there from the corner by Falslev. And there's a look at Coach Steve Alford, 10th all-time, and with 694 wins among active head coaches. Has 100 wins at 4 different locations. And here's Falslev at the free throw line, where Terrence, he has had some struggles, but he told us
he was going to make them.
He sure did. Told us he was going to make them today.
He sure did. Walks up with confidence. He's one of those interesting guys in that this year he has shot the 3 ball incredibly well. But free throws has been a little bit of a struggle so far.
Well, true to his word so far. And we were talking to head coach Calhoun and what he thinks the issue is with Falsburg at the free throw. He's such an elite three-point shooter, shoots at 45%, but just over 55% of the line. Calhoun thinks it's not a mechanical issue, it's just a confidence issue. What do you think about that?
I 100% believe that, because I mean, the feeling touching your hands from beyond the three-point line should translate. Now, I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be an exceptional free throw shooter, given that he shot the three ball so well.
Utah State still in search of their first field goal. Great start for Nevada. Himes finds himself inside, and they score again in the paint.
They've moved the ball well. I think one thing we can continue to look for is Nick Davidson playing against that zone, getting towards the free throw line. Such a quality decision maker, and really somebody I would consider a settle down guy for their team. And you can have plenty of point guards on your roster. Sure, Kobe Sanders runs the point, but at the same time, nice pass by Daniel Foster on the inside. Nick Davidson's able to slow you down a little bit.
Dexter Acano, the transfer from Oregon State, in for the first time off the Utah State bench. Here's Albury with it. Very athletic, aggressive guard is Albury. Martinez gets his first clean look.
I think the crowd likes it, DC. Big fan of Ian Martinez, a terrific athlete. And his game's had to slow down a little bit under a new system. He's had to relearn. You know, last year was a lot of great Osobor in the post. This year with Jared Calhoun, a lot of off-ball movement, a lot of actions on the perimeter, and I think it's helped his game.
Sanders lines it up. Oh, it's right down the middle from a step or two beyond the arc.
Talk about a big-time player. 6'9", can shoot it. And I've had questions asked, like, is he athletic enough to be an NBA guy? Wow.
That time it looked like Martinez may have gotten fouled. No call. Anderson in some trouble. Cano attacking the rim. And there's Gadaretse.
Terrific dive. Cano, the Oregon State transfer, gets baseline. Gadaretse understands where his teammate is. Solid dive and finish.
Terrence, going back to Kobe Sanders for a second. He came over from Cal Poly.
Sure.
The team was 0-20 in the Big West. Now it's going crashing towards the sideline. It'll be a Nevada ball. They'll keep it. And we have to come back to that one as we'll take a quick break.
How about the drive baseline? Acano to a cutting Gadaretse. Utah State, they started out slow. Get it going now.
Well, Kobe Sanders transferred over from Cal Poly after 4 years, and really was his senior year where he exploded on the scene, more than doubled his scoring average. And as a 6'9" point guard now, Steve Alford has said, you know, coming over from Cal Poly, they didn't win a game in the Big West, and he wanted to know, does Sanders know how to win? He's been looking for a closer, but this guy's got all kinds of potential, Terrence.
He has all the tools, and it's a matter of when you develop sometimes, right? And
right.
You talk to some of the people within the Nevada program. Why did Kobe Sanders want to come to Nevada? Well, they saw the success of Keenan Blackshear last year, a bigger point guard. Steve Alford's going to let you play and give you those opportunities. A terrific block. And Drake out.
Allen came over from the weak side, and no one saw him coming. Gadaretse with the post move. Oh, look at this. Not quite there. Gadaretse, of course, coming off the bench. Calhoun making the switch. Like the energy that Templin is going to give Utah State with this particular Nevada offense. Sanders pulls and fires. Not quite.
If you're Utah State, you want to live with some of these shots. Quick, contested. Nice pass.
What a find by Ian Martinez.
Utah State so much better when they get out in transition. Terrific pass, and here's another one. Look at this. You have to handle pressure. Xavier Dussel, nice pass. Now Nevada has to convert.
Utah State on a 6-0 run. Here is Love with it. They repost Love. Good ball movement. Ducell fires. Oh, a rare air ball. Looks good from our angle, but just a bit short.
Absolutely a rare air ball. Xavier Ducell on the season right at 44.5%. But how about Ian Martinez in a semi-break finding the big fella? Oh, but Gattaretsi. Big time play, but you notice Utah State, they play with pace, both in the half court and in transition. A lot of purposeful movement.
Allen attacks the rim with veracity.
I like it. You open up a double gap to the right side. Drake Allen, they call him Mr. Utah. He's played at every university in this state almost. Gets to his right hand, and that's when he's really, really tough.
Drake Allen coming off the bench the last 5 games after starting the first 11, had a shoulder injury early in the season. As Sanders pulls up, and another jumper is good.
How comfortable does he look with the ball in his hands at that size? You look at so many different things that the NBA values. It's size and it's skill. Skill reigns supreme at the next level. He has it in spades. Is he going to get that opportunity?
Now, speaking of the next level, I was watching a lot of his film, and I couldn't figure out who he reminded me of. Terrence, what do you think about this comparison?
All right, let's hear it.
What do you think about a little Joe Johnson?
ISO Joe. I think Kobe Sanders more of a play creator. Nice pass, pitch and kick. I like that offensive possession. ISO Joe more of an isolation scorer. I think Kobe Sanders more of a well-rounded, all-around type of player, which is what's so valuable in today's NBA. But I'm not mad at the size and the ability to shoot the ball.
And he's got that pull-up mid-range shot as getting on the ground and getting excited about it was Gattaretsi.
One thing above anything else, and I'm sorry, Derek, but nice defense. Gattaretsi just remaining active. And if you're Love right there, you have to hold your seal. That ball cannot be stolen.
Brandon
That's
Love
tough.
with a frustration foul. And remember that 6-2 lead by Nevada? Well, it's gone. And false left. Oh, what tricky move by false left.
And here's the crazy part about that set right there. It's the exact same thing they just ran for Drake Allen 2 possessions ago. You open up a guy in the corner, and you have all that space to operate. But the energy in this building, Derek Clark, is something different.
I was about to say, speaking of the corner, that's where Daniel Foster found himself trapped, and Utah State took it away.
Been so good acting in transition, but in the half court, Mason Falslev, he knows what to do. Use a little bit of glass to give your team the lead. Energy started going in this arena, and it just went nuts, and that train started revving up. Utah State's hit 4 of their last 5, and the offense is really clicking.
They were helped by 4 Nevada turnovers, including a couple where they got trapped in their own backcourt. Here's the freshman standout, Jordy Barnes, into the game. A guy that Calhoun really, really likes. He was a walk-on, earned his scholarship. He's been really good in limited minutes, Terrence.
If he would qualify with enough assists, he would be top 5 in the country for freshmen in assist-to-turnover ratio. Just a steady backup guard. That's the kind of guy you need off the bench. Keep things afloat whenever your starters are down.
Here's that zone that Utah State likes to go to, and good job by Nevada penetrating the zone and getting a good bucket.
Big fan of what Justin McBride is as a player. Little inside out, strong physically, able to finish. A nice pass, and a little bit late help side by Daniel Foster coming over. You'll notice a lot of false action, and what happens is that backside needs to come over a little bit sooner. Daniel Foster, hands caught in the cookie jar. But the problem when you guard Utah State in the half court is that ball changes sides of the floor so much, your help side has to be absolutely locked in.
Here's a look at Aubin Gattaretsi, who is originally from Belgium. Came over from Stetson and was a big part of that team that won the ASUN championship for the first time in school history. And I was talking to his former teammate, Stefan Swenson, who currently plays for my UC Santa Barbara Gauchos, and he was just glowing about Gateretse. He and Gateretse got very close last year. They were roommates. Gateretse's sophomore year. It felt like when Gateretse was on the floor with him, said he was a dog on the court. Felt like he was the best big man on the floor to get his back.
And on this Utah State team, 3 ASUN transfers. Donnie Tyndall loved Gateretse when he was there. But that's kind of the college basketball we live in today. You have a good season at the low major ranks.
Yep.
Your best players are going elsewhere.
And Swenson went to Santa Barbara. And Gateretse came here. No turnover as the ball was tipped. Here's Chuck Bailey. He's got to cook. Shot clock winding down. Cooked it a bit long. McBride offensive rebound. And threw it away.
McBride, an Oklahoma State transfer. The first time I saw him play at Nike Peach Jam, and he played alongside UConn forward Liam McNeely for Drive Nation out of Texas, and he was a scoring machine. He does it in so many ways. The game at the college level, though, DC, still slowing down for him a little bit, but you see the obvious talent and potential.
How about Barnes with the rare scoring bucket?
Hey, young players, when you watch Jordy Barnes, the unorthodox movement, he's not the greatest athlete, but he's safe with the basketball, and he just finds ways to be effective. And here they are again, Utah State off and running.
Another turnover by Nevada. Martinez finishes. You just can't do it. You can't turn the ball over against Utah State. Especially not here. And Terrence, that's one thing that Steve Alford did not like about the last time they played, as Ducell knocks down a three. That's what he does. But Alford said in the game that they lost, they gave up 6 pick sixes. And that's the word he used to describe it.
And that's a perfect example right there. You turn it over, you're going to give up wide open looks in transition. And pick 6 might be the best way to describe that play. Can't have those, especially with the crowd as crazy as it is here.
Shot clock winding down. Does Falslev see it? They throw it to Templin. The Dirk fade. Oh, nope, not quite. Another turnover by Nevada. Here they go again. Falslev up and a slam. Blazing the roof is Dayton Albury. And now it's gotten activated in here. And another turnover again. Barnes, Templin fires. Not quite. Terrence, what was the vertical leap on that Albury dunk?
That's what we talked about with Coach Calhoun. That athleticism, he gives this team another variable, another level of speed.
Davidson, no good. Foster. Bruising his way into an and one. And Terrence, don't you feel like that's a big bucket at this point in the game for them?
You know what I love, DC? You know what I love? I love transition buckets. You get a steal, you take off running. Terrific steal, false left. Go ahead and throw it up there, big fella. Dayton Albury, the Queens transfer from Charlotte to Logan. Throw it down, young fella, up among the rafters.
Up Sunday on Fox, historic rivals collide with a trip to Super Bowl 59 on the line as rookie sensation Jaden Daniels leads Washington against Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles. Pre-game coverage starts at 1 p.m. Eastern with kickoff at 3, only on Fox. Player featured in that game, by the way, former Utah State standout football player, future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner will be in that game. And there's a look at Utah State. You just can't turn the ball over against them.
No, absolutely not. You get out in transition, you can forget about it. Utah State has good enough athletes. We've seen it so far. They can really finish, but you know, as much of the zone is, you know, you grow up, you play against the zone, you think, well, if I just get the ball to the free throw line, we can figure it out. The rotations for the Aggies are so unorthodox and so different than what you're accustomed to as a high school player coming up to college, that it plants a seed of doubt in your mind that you can make any pass safely.
Daniel Foster completes the and one. And Terrence, talk about a player that really stars in his role. How about Daniel Foster?
I think that's a great way to put that. Same play. That is 3 times, Derek, they have run the same play. They've opened up one side of the floor, and they've let some of their bigger, more physical guards get all the way through.
And by the way, Terrence, to that point, all to their strong right hands.
That's the goal of a coach, right? Get your players to do what they do best. Don't vary it up too much.
You see, they double Davidson right away. And a foul on Bailey, trying to stop the transition.
Jared Calhoun irate over on the sideline. He wants them to take a look at it. He's going to look for a clear path going out. It does not look like the referees are going to go take a look at it. But you see Allen, they open up that entire side. Justin McBride, show and go. He doesn't want to help strong side, but there's nobody at the basket that makes it difficult. And here's the look that Jared Calhoun not happy about. And I think he has a point, Derek. You have to be able to make a play on the ball, and I'm not sure they did that.
Anderson firing from the corner. Long, and here comes Foster again. Great pass to McBride. McBride finishes inside.
Short area quickness. That's the best way to describe Justin McBride. Really quick in small spaces, explosive. He's going to score a lot of points in a Nevada jersey. Just might take some time. Watch out.
How about the elevation by Carson Templin, Terrence? They trap him in the corner again. Did they force him into a travel? No, gonna call a foul.
And here's the thing, if you notice, when Utah State scores, they jump into pressure. But before they got to that pressure, good pass by Mason Falsleft. 2 to the ball, nobody backside. Carson Templin.
Foul went on Anderson. He picked up his second. McBride, a short mid-range. Nice shot right there.
That man's a mid-range killer. But a steady diet of mid-range jump shots is a hard diet to live on in today's college basketball. Because you have to hit threes, you have to move the basketball, and you have to find easy looks around the rim.
Here's Martinez from the corner.
Exhibit A, right? Terrific move, getting baseline Drake Allen. Baseline drive, baseline drift, forget it. That's tough. You'll see Drake Allen on the last play. We're going to be able to show it to you. He gets baseline, that help comes over. He's got 3. Ian Martinez, you can't leave that young man open. He's a bucket.
Martinez shoots just under 35% from 3. And Terrence, did you see Nevada? It looked like they tried to go quick to avoid the trap in the backcourt.
Exactly right. And that's the thing. They're trying to get the ball in fast because it's hard to play against this zone when they're set up and right in front of you.
Great shot there by Nick Davidson, a much improved 3-point shooter. Every year it seems he makes improvements, and that is one that he has worked on.
I talked to yesteryear's Mr. Nevada, Nick Fazekas, at shoot-around today, and he loves Nick's game and what he's able to do. He's really developed. He's a Nevada guy, knocking down shots. They're settled down player, and I think he could be an all Mountain West guy this season as well.
Shot 29% from 3 last year, 40% this year.
Whenever you move the basketball against the zone, sometimes, DC, it's going to be on that second side if you overload it. And I ran into head coach Steve Alford at the hotel, and what he told me, hey, man, we're going to have to take some threes, and sometimes you're going to pray to make them. And I was like, Coach, I know you have some good shooters. I don't think they shot them like you. Steve Alford, two-time first-team All-American at his days in Indiana.
Oh, man, Terrence, this is why coaches love to talk to you, because you make compliments like that about them on the air, about their yesteryears.
You see Nevada's offense really, really good. They've got weapons all over the place, coming off the bench, starting. Kobe Sanders facilitating. Then you have guys that can knock down shots. And an even bigger part of that, DC, guys knowing their roles. KJ Himes, an older player, 6-year senior, he finishes around the rim. Nick Davidson, jack of all trades. You talked about being a star in your role with Daniel Foster, same ordeal. So, role definition's huge, and then you have shot making, which in today's game is even bigger.
See what they run out of the timeout here. Utah State took it. 5 on the shot clock. False left, dancing around. He thought it was good. Drake Allen knew it wasn't, got the rebound. Acano fires.
And that's a killer, right? Offensive rebounds that end up in three-point shots. And again,
another turnover in the backcourt for Nevada.
the natural inclination is for Nevada to get the ball in quick. Well, the problem is their press break isn't set up, and Utah State's reaping the benefits, playing really physical with their full court pressure.
Oh, what a no-look pass from Drake Allen to Gadaretsi. Drake has got eyes everywhere. Here's that trap. Who's it off? And it's off of Nevada again. How many turnovers in the backcourt are they going to commit, Terrence?
Well, I don't know the answer to the future, but I know they have 11 right now. But look at the backside. Nobody to be found. That's Trey Coleman. You have to slide down. Somebody's got to stay put. They have eaten all night long getting to the rim without help side. So much movement on the backside makes it difficult to know whose responsibility it is to come over. All of that being said, Utah State's recognition of who's open has been elite today.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? An out-of-bounds lob, foul, and one. How about the Allen to Gadaretsi connection thus far this game, Terrence? Seems like they're just both reading from the same book.
I think the big thing is Gadaretsi, a few things. That was just bad defense off a baseline out of bounds by KJ Himes. You have to be able to see man and ball. That can't happen. You turn your back.
You're right.
That's terrific recognition by Drake Allen. Realizing that Himes, an older player, doesn't know that he has to have contact to start that play off.
So, Terrence, if you're in that situation, if you're the big man KJ Himes and you're guarding the inbound right there.
Well, he was guarding Gadaretsi, so he needs to have a forearm in the offensive player's chest. Hey, Utah State's playing well. The crowd loves it. DC, this is your kind of atmosphere right here.
Well, Nevada's going to have to stop this run, and they're really going to have to stop turning it over. Let's see if they can do it on the other side. Utah State leading this one 37-28. Just under 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes to go in the half. Coming up on the halftime report, Rob Stone and Seth Davis will preview the next 2 nights of college hoops on Fox. Plus, we'll look at first half highlights and stats from here in Logan. It's all coming up on the halftime report. Terrence, how should KJ Himes better defend this action right
Well,
here?
you see number 42, he's trying to open up if Gadaretsi is going to screen for false level on the false side. Here's the problem, though. If you don't maintain contact before the action happens, you're in trouble. Let's go ahead and let it run. You see 42, Himes, he doesn't know where the ball's at, and sometimes that's okay. You need more activity from Davidson on the ball, sure, but it has to be contact to start out the action, or else you're going to find easy shots consistently, no matter who they're playing against.
And is that what Allen recognized immediately?
Immediately. He saw the back of KJ Himes' head and did a terrific job of just getting the ball there quickly and where only his teammate could get it.
Sanders back in the game. He's out there with Coleman, Foster. Rollison is in the first game for the first time. Sanders firing away, and it's good again. Sanders is keeping Nevada hanging around here as Utah State attempts to run them out of the building, but a great showing by Sanders on the road in this environment so far.
He's certainly been tough, and only 1 turnover, but 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. he's been good. It's been Nick Davidson, to be honest with you, that's been a little bit surprising on the whole team. He has 5 of those turnovers. So you got to have some of your older players take a little bit more responsibility taking care of the basketball.
Davidson also picked up his first foul on that play. Rebound goes right back to the Aggies. Another backdoor pass. Gaterezzi. How about the left hand there, Terrence? The big man showing some touch.
So they're just moving the basketball, and whenever you cut away from it, playing against a little bit of a zone, move that basketball quick, make those passes sharp, you'll find easy opportunities.
How about Gaterezzi coming off the bench, not hanging his head? And he's got his best game in quite some time. 12 points, 5 of 6 from the floor. And Sanders, is that Sanders again?
That's 11 for the young man. He's got a lot of game, and he could really shoot that basketball. Throw in the fact, 6'9", initiating the offense. Really, really talented player.
Allen driving to his right again. False left. Penetrating, fading. Not there. Nevada able to rebound defensively. And they turn it over again. Feel like a broken record.
He can jump. Drake Allen. My goodness. It's an alley-oop bonanza out here, DC.
Cano firing.
You're Daniel Foster. You fall down, you better get up in a hurry, as this Utah State team is moving the basketball.
Sanders firing.
I think he was too open on that one.
Nevada really needs a stop right here. Gaterezzi, a rare ISO. Davidson, good defense. Martinez resets. He splits.
Great pass.
No look in the corner. Well, Terrence, largest lead. It's only the first half, but it's getting late early for Nevada. They need someone other than Kobe Sanders to step up right here, or they're going to have a long trek home. Foster, pump fakes, quiets the crowd temporarily. Emphasis on the word temporarily.
Finally able to find some type of offense. Jared Calhoun getting his guys in their set. They're going to have the last possession of this game, or of this half, excuse me.
Cano's knocked down 3 straight three-pointers. 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. See if they get it to him again. Drake Allen fires. And Rollison was fouled by Gaterezzi. He's going to complain, but that's a good call.
Absolutely it is. Got him right across the face. Rollison outsized, obviously, but and Gaterezzi thought he got a clean rip.
And neither team in the bonus, so they will not get foul shots. And they won't look at it. Rollison was hit in the face, but he's going to have to go to the bench, it looks like. And he does. DeSalle comes in for him. Looked like just a case of his height, his arm being where his face was. Nothing malicious about that. But now, Nevada's going to get a chance for the last possession of the half. Here's Coleman. Driving. Stepping back. Pump fake. And he's going to get the roll. Big shot by Trey Coleman. And they won't even attempt a shot. So, Nevada does get it down to single digits, but Utah State asserting their will, and they've done it behind a big performance from the big man, Gaterezzi.
And it started with him being a terrific screener on the perimeter and doing a nice job of catching and finishing around the rim. We've had a lot of excitement so far. Nevada started off strong, but Utah State, they've gotten out in transition and been good.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Mountain West After Dark continues after this. Back with you here in Logan, Utah, and the big difference in this game is the turnovers. Nevada with 12, and Utah State has capitalized with 17 points off those Nevada turnovers.
That zone giving Nevada fits, but the ball movement has been awesome for Utah State. And one of the biggest beneficiaries, Auburn Gadaretsi, the Stetson transfer. Big fella didn't start today, right? But he's made his impact felt, moving really well without the basketball, finding gaps around the rim, setting good screens, and getting to the cup and finishing strong. Gadaretsi might have been a little bit of a wake-up call for him. We talked to Jared Calhoun. I'm not going to start Gadaretsi today. I'm going to go with Carson Tiplin just to mix some things up, change the energy of our team after a loss. Gadaretsi, taking notes over there, understands I got to come in. I have to make an impact. 12 so far tonight on high percentages. 5 of 6 shooting.
Gadaretsi opened the season with 24 points and has gotten back to his good ways in this game. And look at the standings here. Boise State, how about the loss that Boise State just took at the hands of Colorado State? Boise State is
5-4. Yeah. I didn't see that happening.
In a little trouble.
We'll say about Boise State, they bring over Cardenas.
Yeah.
Bigger point guard, not the fastest guy. You have Tyson Dagenhart, you have some other pieces. Not a ton of burst on that team. Roddy Anderson transferred out. He's at Xavier now. Where's the speed come from on that roster to kind of create some easier looks? Boise State, though, I mean, you want to talk about a team might be struggling right now. You get to Las Vegas in that Mountain West tournament.
Oh, yeah.
That's a dangerous team with a lot of weapons. And
we know Leon Rice is going to
he'll figure it out.
He'll get his hands in the kitchen and figure it out.
100%.
Well, right here, a team that really needs to figure it out is Nevada. And of course, as you mentioned earlier, 3 straight wins after starting 0-4. But Terrence, they really have to stop turning over the ball. You just can't do it, Terrence.
Nope. Got to be sound with the basketball, at least get a shot up. Something they've struggled with so far. Nice defensive possession, though, to open up the half.
Templin directing traffic. Alberg runs out of room. Nice extra pass to Martinez. Knocks it down.
Terrific drive by Albury that sets off the chain of events. That ball moves. Terrific extra pass by Falslev. Finds an open Ian Martinez. And we know he's a terrific shooter. Shooting it well today.
Yeah, 3 of 5 from downtown. There's that high zone look again.
And you see how it's matched. Very willing to follow the guy in the middle.
Sanders, pull up midi. Gonna go to Utah State.
And I love how unselfish the Aggies have been. Dalton Albury, he comes off a little grenade action when the post player comes out. Gets baseline, pass to Falslev, finds an easy look for Martinez. That's big time hoop right there. Jared Calhoun has to love that offense.
Albury inside. And
that's a big time shot.
Dayton Albury started the last 7 games after playing the first 11 off the bench. And that 3-guard point of attack rotation between him and Drake Allen and Jordy Barnes, Calhoun's been working on that. And all 3 guards doing good things for Utah State. Foster decides to do it himself. Davidson pump fake, step back, got it. Big shot for Nevada right in front of his bench.
And a really nice shot by Nick Davidson. 6'10", 240. Quick shot, sidestep, forget about it. You know, you referenced the point guards for Utah State, Albury, Allen, Jordy Barnes,
yep.
Right? Like all 3 of those guys. Another big shot. Ian Martinez is a bad man. But all those 3 point guards do something different. You look what Albury does. He brings the pop, the athleticism, the quickness. Drake Allen, he's the guy that comes in, good scorer, big physical point guard. And then Jordy Barnes comes in. He's Mr. Solid, Mr. Dependable. So you can bring different flavors to the game.
Sanders is open in the corner. And Coleman didn't see him force his way inside, but draws the foul.
Nick Davidson, if Nevada's going to crawl back in this game, he's got to be the guy. Nice drive. Daniel Foster, shot fake, sidestep. That's a high level right there at 6'10". Forget about it. And then Ian Martinez, he's a creative shot maker.
And Terrence, he just looked like layups from him right now.
He's seeing a big basket.
Coleman knocks down the free throw. Trey Coleman, they call him the Iron Wolf. He has played the most games in Nevada history. It's been a constant for this program in his 5 years here.
A two-time all-defensive team in the Mountain West is Trey Coleman. You know, 6'7", can guard so many different spots on the floor. But when you play Utah State, the ball pops so quickly, it's never an isolation situation.
How about this little faux pressure here by Nevada?
1-2-2. This is just to disrupt the rhythm of how the Aggies are playing. I mean, the ball is popping so easily. Nevada had to switch something up to try to just change the rhythm.
Templin. Oh, look at this ball movement. But good defense there by KJ Himes, Terrence. Verticality is what they call that. Sanders trapped in the corner again. And a smart double team by Utah State with his back turned to the basket. Uh-oh, speed demon. And he draws a foul. It looks like that's on KJ Himes, I believe. Nope. It'll go to Kobe Sanders. Both were in the area.
Here's the problem whenever you play against Utah State. You can't turn your back because somebody's always coming up behind you. Utah State's done a really nice job. And then when you open the game up and they can play in transition, this young man at the line, Dayton Albury, he's so fast. We talk about cars all the time going from 0 to 60. He's in that sports car category. He is so quick with the ball in his hands. It puts so much pressure on your defense.
Dayton Albury, originally a native of the Bahamas.
Transfer from Queens, averaged big numbers there. Nice player.
Also a JUCO transfer from Chipola in Florida. Came over,
oh my goodness,
after the 11th grade and bodies hitting the ground. It's good sportsmanship there by the two players.
I think this was just an accident. Yep. Albury was looking at the ball and Himes was looking back to see if he needed to help with pressure. No harm done.
And here's Nevada now. They've got numbers. Davidson slides his way to the basket and a beautiful shot off the glass.
Nick Davidson did not have a good first half. 5 turnovers, really struggled to get going. Here in the second, though, you could see visibly more active and looking for his shot. Thought he was a little passive, which is what resulted in those 5 turnovers.
Albury fires a long ball, and it's good.
When it rains, it pours for Utah State. Shooting the cover off the ball.
Utah State, its largest lead at 15. Nice pump fake by Coleman, and he gets to the basket.
And that's the first time I've seen a flash to the high post where somebody didn't follow over. Simple miscommunication for Utah State, but Trey Coleman, quick flash, get the ball, quick decision. Makes it for an easy play.
His 3 there, and good rebound there by Foster. And Himes just lost it. Utah State running again. Here's Albury. Ball's level, pull it out.
The turnovers, DC. The turnovers.
It's unbelievable, Terrence.
It's just out of sorts, and when you get out of rhythm because of a different defense you haven't seen, and being that they don't switch it up much.
Allen cannot get the home court friendly bounce. Oh, Terrence, that looked like it was off Utah State, but it will be called staying right there.
Dayton Albury, typically a rim attack guy. He shot a good ball this season, though, right over 41%. And Utah State's off and running, and he's a big reason.
Well, as Los Angeles begins to recover, you can help families impacted by the California wildfires. Visit go.fox/Red Cross or scan the QR code on your screen to support these efforts. Your donation enables the Red Cross to respond to and help people recover from these disasters. Fox has already donated over $4 million, and your donation will help impact these families directly. Terrence, as a native of Los Angeles, it's just devastating to see what's going on. And I got a message this morning that one of my cousins, his house was dangerously close to a new fire that kicked off just this afternoon. Just unfortunate to see. Hopefully, California and Los Angeles can get that situation straightened out as soon as possible. We are grateful for our first responders. Meanwhile, Utah State, as Martinez is just feeling it. He is unconscious right now. 5 out of 7 from beyond the arc. Ducelini's blocked by false left. Is he going to jack this one up again? Yes, he is. Holy smokes. .66-47 here in Logan. And Terrence, I thought it was supposed to be cold in Logan. Someone must not have told Ian Martinez. He is on fire. He's heating the whole city up right now.
He absolutely is. He hit that one, threw a couple threes up, and everybody in the arena knew this one was going up. Ian Martinez, the young man from Costa Rica, finding a home here in Logan.
Who needs the sun when you got that guy in Logan? 7 for 9 from beyond the arc. And Terrence, I think the entire gym knew after he hit three-pointer number 6, he was going to pull up for three-pointer number 7.
100%. He's found a home here in Logan. Started at Utah, transferred to Maryland. Neither spot quite worked out. He's been fantastic here at Utah State.
Terrence, were you ever that hot from 3 in your career, Clemson?
Every time I walked in the gym, DC.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. Why did I even ask?
Hey, you'll notice that offensive possession, though, how much Nevada's just thinking about the next thing. It's such a curveball in this league to play against a zone of this type, because Nick Davidson caught that ball right at the Mountain West logo in the middle of the paint. Is looking around to pass it. You're going to have to make some of those shots, and this team just out of rhythm.
That's not going to help. Missing free throws, and
he another shot maker like Steve Alford.
Got the second. And Terrence, if you're Steve Alford right now, what do you want to see from your team, specifically in these next 4 or 5 crucial minutes, to see how they can get back in this game?
I think the biggest thing is you need to finish possessions. Don't allow offensive rebounds. You're going to give up some shots, but finish possessions, no defensive miscues, and if they do miss, you got to get out and run right now. And this miscommunication, these things can't happen if you're going to try to crawl back in this ball game.
Acano, he's been hot too, but not quite that hot. Good hustle there by Falslow, but he saves it under his own basket, and here comes Nevada. And on that last possession, Terrence, they got fortunate that Falslev missed that layup, because they had a miscommunication before that as well. Nice backdoor pass there. McBride finds Davidson.
That was a nice job. McBride, who's a threat at the free throw line to score. The middle guy has to come up, and Davidson, who's been living in the corner, cuts, finds an easy layup.
McBride better stay in contact with Martinez. If he overhelps right here, he's going to get burned. Allen's got to go, and a rare turnover for Utah State.
And this
is only their third.
I'm sorry for speaking right there. I thought that was the first possession all game where Utah State, the ball stagnated, right? It got in one player's hands, but you see Utah State's defense, this is an all-season thing. They're second in the Mountain West, and tonight it's been even better. It's really spurred on their momentum. And when it rains, it pours, and they're going to need Nick Davidson, Nevada. They're going to need him to hit some shots.
Top 40 in the entire country in steals per game. Well, I guess that's one way to try and slow Ian Martinez down. Just simply hold him. Maybe just try to get him out of his rhythm, Terrence. Coleman picks up the foul. That's his first. Drake Allen goes to the bench. Gattaretzi comes back in. And Chuck Bailey and Kobe Sanders are going to come back in for Nevada. Foster goes to the sideline, as does Coleman.
I love you, Dexter!
Kobe Sanders started out this game incredibly hot. Now just 4 of 9 from the field. They're going to have to find a way for him to get his rhythm back.
Sanders and Davidson have combined for 29 points, but they need help from the other guys. There's Chuck Bailey, assigned for the defense of Martinez. Step back jack. Nevada's got numbers if they want it. Sanders, eyes up. And Terrence, was that intended for Ducell and McBride? Did he pick off that pass?
Hey, it's been that kind of night. It's been that miscommunication, a couple of passes that are errant, trying to get out and run. Nevada's trying to push tempo. There's just been some miscommunication in the semi-break.
16 turnovers for Nevada. Albury. Bailey comes up with the steal. That's 2 straight turnovers for Utah State.
What just happened? Justin McBride.
Nothing according to the refs as McBride gets the bucket.
He got away with one. That was certainly a travel. See how much space that Utah State operates. A lot of NBA principles. Talked to Coach Calhoun about that. It's a lot of the same stuff that the Boston Celtics like to run with their big men out on the perimeter.
Anderson springs open. So Nevada strung together some stops here, Terrence.
Now it's a matter of converting and not turning the basketball over when you do have those opportunities.
And that's an unnecessary foul by Martinez. As Davidson caught it high. So Nevada trying to score here. Saturday on Fox, catch a UConn basketball doubleheader. First at 5:30 Eastern, Paige Beckers leads the 6th-ranked women's squad against Creighton. Then Alex Caravan and the 19th-ranked men take on Xavier Saturday on Fox.
Big East tournament. Have you ever been?
I have not.
That's a bucket list situation for UDC. You see the rankings today. St. John's big win today over Xavier.
Yep.
And you see that red line dead center of that graphic. The top 5 seeds in the Big East regular season get a first-day bye in the Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden. St. John's, Rick Pitino. I talk about this all the time. Year 2 Pitino is elite version of Pitino. He's got the right pieces in place, but you still have to worry about Marquette. You still have to worry about UConn, obviously. They're not as powerful as they have been. Leah McNeely needs to get healthy, but UConn always dangerous at MSG.
And Terrence, I can remember last year with Rick Pitino, a lot of those anti-viral press conferences he was having after games. But it seems like he's got his team on the right track this year. So here's Utah State getting a stop from Nevada out of the timeout. Gattaretzi pumps and gets the contact.
I like that patience. And Gattaretzi, He's been the benefactor of a lot of pick and rolls, slips to the rim, those things. Now, a little bit of a side pick and roll. He gets it late. Help side comes over, shows good patience. Able to draw the foul, and you see the obvious size discrepancy. Gateretse is not a small human. I like Gateretse's game. Lets it come to him, doesn't force the issue. Might not be the passer that Carson Templin is, so you can kind of have a little bit of a yin and yang according to who's in the game. A better rim roller than Templin, but it's having those types of options on your roster, in my opinion, Derek, is what makes this Utah State team such a tough out on a nightly basis.
Second free throw by Gateretse is good. And I think, Terrence, we just need to tell him that his best friend gave a shout out to him, and
That's all that is.
He'll just cook. Here's Sanders. Here's a good look for Ducell in the corner, and that's almost automatic.
You might as well forget it. Go ahead and put those three in the bank. Ducell, a terrific three-point shooter. He might be the only person in the world who loves the Mountain West more than me. Started at Wyoming. Last year at Fresno State's always been a great shooter. Now finished his career at Nevada. He knows his role, and he does it well. The man can shoot the basketball. Nice pass.
But good defense reaction by Nevada. Got a chance to cut this to 10 with a three. Oh, McBride was wide open, and he forgot to do what you're supposed to do. You got to catch the basketball. He wanted it, but didn't catch it. Albury driving, cut off. Cross-court pass, Anderson lines it up and knocks it down.
I believe he got it from his mama.
Yep. Mom Sheila played at Tennessee, coached by the Hall of Famer Pat Summitt. Basketball is in that man's DNA. And congratulations to his mother, Sheila Anderson, then Sheila Frost, recently inducted into Tennessee Hall of Fame. Sanders can't get going. Utah State back up by 16. Albury spinning, falls left, firing. Come on. Ice chain pure water.
There is a snowball effect here in Logan.
And we're not just talking about the weather, are we, Terrence?
Not at all. Mason Falsleb, everybody's hitting shots today.
Sanders passed on the three that time. Love and ISO. Bumping, grinding, missing. Not a great shot was that, Terrence. Anderson. Come on.
2 for $1, young Tucker Anderson. Operating in transition. The man can shoot it. Central Arkansas finding his rhythm. Unbelievable. See Utah State just moving this ball so well. Albury getting into the paint, finding Anderson on the other side. Forget about it. Bucket. One possession later, Albury again getting into the paint, finding Mason Falsleb. Go ahead and add one more. And why not, DC? What's good in twos, you could do for three. Move that ball up in transition. Tucker Anderson. How do you feel, young fella?
Utah State with its largest lead of the game at 22 points. And Terrence, a big reason why head coach Calhoun's squad has had this lead is because they've been shooting the rubber off the ball from beyond the arc.
They sure have. And a lot of those things, too, you have capable shooters, sure, but it's the rim pressure to start out these possessions for Utah State. They're getting in that paint. And what's happening is the defense is converging. They're finding those opportunities. At least the three's not made by Ian Martinez, because that man's just creating on his own.
Kobe Sanders, after that hot start, now just 4 of 11 from the floor. They're going to need somebody to step up. And Sanders draws the foul.
And I'm not sure I agree with that whistle. I thought that was good rear view contest.
Foul goes on Drake Allen.
I thought that was pretty clean, but the officials are getting a pretty solid per game rate, so I'm not going to argue with them.
Sanders at the line and knocks the first one down. Bailey goes to the bench. Back in is Daniel Foster. Davidson, Love, Sanders. Coleman, Foster for Nevada.
This student section is elite.
Allen, Martinez, Templin, Anderson, and Falslev for Utah State. And now here's Nevada taking a page out of Utah State's playbook. How about that? Sanders forcing his way in. Overcooked it. Motoring up the floor is Falslev. And they'll slow it down.
I love Mason Falslev's impact on this game. He's only 2 of 8 from the field, 7 points, but he's got 4 boards, 8 assists. And when you're not having your best shooting game, you have to find other ways to be good. And he's creating for his teammates and doing all the other things on the defensive end of the floor. Carson Templin's down.
He's down. Nevada's got numbers. Coleman's going to get a look from the corner. He's going to hit it. And Carson Templin remains down on the other side of the floor. And hopefully Terrence, he's okay. Didn't see what happened. He was getting tangled up with Sanders on the rebound.
Looks like he landed on somebody's foot, DC, going up for a rebound. Looked like his right ankle. Good to see him get up fairly quickly.
Can't put any weight on that right ankle. Templin.
Hey, he's a tough dude now.
Was put into the starting lineup by head coach Calhoun.
Now you're going to take a look at his right leg. Oh, no. We didn't have to replay it, but we kind of needed to. My goodness, that is painful. That is the type of sprain you immediately get lightheaded. And that's one that's going to hurt for a few days, I can promise you.
It looks like it was Brandon Love's foot he actually got tangled on. So hopefully Templin's okay. Nevada did score on that possession. Down by 17, Utah State. Drake Allen with the ball. And Foster was holding Gattaretzi the entire time. And gets called for the foul.
I love the advance pass immediately to the roller. And sometimes you have to create unique angles as a coach to get it to your big man. Just another example of Jared Calhoun's creativity on the offensive end of the floor. Good flare.
Martinez pull up.
Good
that
block.
Got partially blocked. Well, here comes Nevada the other way. Nevada's got to do something to chop into this lead ASAP. There's that high zone pressure. They get it into the high-low action. Love's got an ISO. He's left-handed. That's where he wants to spin, Terrence. Nice shot there by Love.
Nice shot. Houston, Texas native. Transfer from Texas State. Nice pass.
Gattaretzi continues his stellar performance.
Got to stop the ball if you're Nevada. You get a nice look. Got to stop the ball. Try to make Utah State play in the half court.
Yeah, to your point, Terrence. I looked up, Nevada scored, and then I looked up again, and Utah State had already gotten the bucket. Coleman, good pass down for Davidson. Slams it down. Nevada trying to show signs of life, but Utah State already with 79 points. Nevada's problem, along with their turnovers, they just can't string together enough stops, Terrence.
Well, I think the efficient offense for Utah State has been outstanding. But, DC, I'm going to be honest with you. As I watch this team play, I think Nevada in the second half not turning it over quite as much. Only 4 turnovers in the second half. But you see what they're capable of. You know, the scoring margin, they're up 15 right now. This train doesn't look like it's stopping for anybody. And they have been dominant all season long. Trying to get to 17-2, but You get to this part of the season, you only have 2 losses. You're willing to live with it. And I love the response. You and I talked to Coach Calhoun earlier. I love the response coming off a loss. You know, who's it harder on if you have a week off after a loss? Is it harder on the player or the coaches? And Coach Calhoun goes, it's definitely harder on me. I didn't sleep for a week. These guys, they get over a little bit quicker than I do. But, you know, I love the intensity that they're playing with, the unselfishness on offense, doing a lot of really nice things today.
And Terrence, to your point, going back to that loss against UNLV, something that Calhoun mentioned about that loss, they didn't rebound defensively and they couldn't get out on the break, but part of that was due to the illness bug that was permeating through that team. A lot of guys didn't even make that trip, so they were up late in that game, but kind of ran out of gas. This week off, Terrence, I think is what they needed to get everybody back healthy. And you see what it's doing this game for Utah State. Cano fires again. Wide open. Why not?
They are so hard to guard. And what's happened is there's usually been a cut to the opposite block. The defense overplays it. A Cano pops back and finds an easy one. I mean, they are just playing high-quality offense.
Sanders trying to get back on track, and he just can't.
And then it's combated by a mid-range fadeaway jump shot. Now, Sanders has been the guy for Nevada that's been able to find somewhat of a rhythm, but got to find better looks.
Utah State breaks the press. This is a guy you did not want to leave open.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that's what you don't want when you're extending your pressure. You're opening up the floor. Ian Martinez, have a night.
Fight on the ground for the ball.
Mason Falslev, he's a pit bull in a basketball player's body. Big-time football player in high school. Has shot a terrific ball this season. But look at this. The student section loves Mason Falslev. He epitomizes everything that is basketball toughness.
Falslev, by the way, was a talented quarterback in high school. And they're chanting his name right now.
He deserves it.
Possession arrow favored Nevada, so they'll have it. Martinez ties his career high in three-pointers made with 7. 8 of 12 from the floor. And Martinez commits the foul on Coleman.
Calhoun beside himself over on his bench. If you're getting the ball away from the basket, Ian Martinez, let him catch the ball out there. If you don't have a clean steal, don't commit the foul. Make them score over the top. This zone has worked fine without it.
Coleman gets a wide open look, way long. McBride, good offensive rebound. And that time, a little over-aggressive there on defense. Well, students getting up for this one as Utah State's running away. Aggies up big, up by 21 points. And unfortunately for Nevada with this showing, Terrence, it's just simply not going to get any easier for them.
Not at all.
Look at who they've got. They got San Diego State, and then they got to go to Boise State. And by the way, UNLV, a team that's playing very good despite a recent loss, but that's not going to be an easy game either.
100%. And UNLV is always super talented. It's a matter of putting it together on a night-to-night basis. But you know, you look at Utah State and what they have to put up with at Air Force. Not always an easy place to play. I mean, I know Air Force is at the bottom of the league, but they can get hot from 3, so you have to be worried about that.
And Terrence draw a giant circle around that Utah State-New Mexico game.
Going to be fantastic.
Yet another turnover by Nevada. Why don't just pull a logo ball right here, Martinez? Yep. Shot clock. Got to get it. Nope, that's going to be a violation.
Good defensive, good defensive possession.
Just why not just fire it up at this point? Got himself a little trouble. You hit 7 threes. Just jack it up, young man.
See Kobe Sanders coming out of the ball game. Rolison, a nice player, has good speed. It's been a tough go for this Wolfpack team today.
They stay consistent with that zone. Rolison,
they're always matched up. They're always matched up. You notice there's always a guy on the ball, and they never overcommit. The communication for this zone has to be elite. That's a tough shot by Nick Davidson, but the communication, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to hit a lot of tough shots over high hands because they don't beat themselves on that end of the floor.
Acano still firing, still hot.
My goodness. When it rains, it pours. But Utah State hasn't stopped shooting it since they came out of the locker room at halftime. Unbelievable. Little ghost screen, Acano. Nice rotation. Forget about it. Oregon State transfer. He's been really good tonight. Go ahead and wave goodbye. It's time to go home.
16 for 30 for Utah State from beyond the arc.
You see it right there. I mean, their offensive efficiency, when it's good, I mean, they're going to win. 16-2. Terrific all game today, creating for each other. 26 assists on 32 made field goals. That's big time stuff, DC.
Well, they're coming off a game against UNLV where they scored their second lowest of the season. So Terrence, it's almost predictable that after a week off, after scoring that little, they would get back on track. They're running away at 88 points.
Oh, 100%. And Jared Calhoun, you give him a week to prepare, a week to practice, get back to the basics of moving the basketball, getting into the paint. I mean, he's an outstanding ball coach. And we need to shake the AD's hand here at Utah State because the man knows how to hire, the lady knows how to hire. I didn't get a chance to meet him while I was here. Hopefully that's the case.
One thing to know for Nevada, Jariah Coleman is in the game. Second game this season. Dussell's got a wide open look for a jumper. Rare miss. Gadaretse, still a man among boys on the rebounds. Fighting to the very end.
Excuse me, the athletic director here, Diana Sabau, has done a fantastic job of hiring the right person. Whether it's Craig Smith, who's now at Utah, Ryan Odom at VCU, even Danny Sprinkle, who spent 1 year here, now at Washington. They have not dropped off with Jared Calhoun and Mason Falslev. Just another one.
I was about to say, she's got some experience hiring coaches in the last 3 to 4 years. Nevada, for what it's worth, is out of timeouts. You got to figure, Terrence, at some point, Utah State's going to pull it out, get their subs in, and the point is now.
You see them bring in the other guys. They deserve this. But what a fantastic performance all the way around. Is that an Isaac Johnson sighting?
Sure is.
Number 20, he's been out for a little bit, been sick. They're going to have to find a way to get him back in the rotation.
Crowd, meanwhile, rising to their feet, acknowledging the efforts of Utah State. Martinez goes to the bench. Acano goes to the bench. And they definitely deserve their flowers, especially those two in particular, the way they've shot the ball from beyond the arc this game. Here's the aforementioned Johnson. Had a notion of a step back there, Terrence. Now throws it away.
And that's tough. You've been out for a period of time. First thing you do is get put in with a minute left in the game. You're cold. Tough situation.
Dussel adding to his career three-point total. Also Jackson Smith in the game for the 6th time this season.
Let's let the student section give this Utah State team one big round of applause, and boy, do they deserve it. I mean, what a performance defensively all over the place. 14 steals. Just an incredible performance. Ends up with 25 points off turnovers. I mean, this is how they want to play. A terrific game all the way around. Jarrett Calhoun, he's got these guys back on track, and it happened quickly. You lose one, you get a week off, you get back to the basics, and Utah State puts up 90 on Nevada in front of this student section. And you'll see it. Utah State stays with one loss. Nevada down to 3-5. I wouldn't have seen that coming at the beginning of the season. But I'm going to be honest. I'm happy I got to spend my first time in Logan with you. 1. 2. So impressed with this environment, this atmosphere, the student section, the support from the town. This place, this venue is elite. Derek Clark, thank you for dragging me along.
Well, Terrence, if you're going to keep giving out these compliments, I think we're going to have you on a lot more often with me, buddy.
Hopefully that's the case.
So that'll do it here from Logan, Utah. This one really was never in doubt. Utah State, an absolute clinic. They improved to 16-3 at 7-1 in the Mountain West. Thank you all for joining us.